Good evening, everyone. You are listening to Coffee Talk with Samantha and Paul. I am Samantha Gross, and I have Paul with me. Hi, Paul.
Hi, Sam. How are you doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Got my espresso here, so I'm very alert.
Yeah, you got your espresso. I've had about 10 cups of coffee today. Came home from work, and here we are, Paul. We're getting ready to start a new series.
We are.
Yes, and this series, everyone, is going to be a take off of our Easter series, our Easter special Paul and I got into about oppressions of Satan and how people can literally become possessed and oppressed by certain demonic forces. And so Paul and I are going to dig over the next couple weeks into studies about this, and we're going to coffee talk about it. So tonight we're going to start with the demons tonight. And Paul and I have decided that we're really going to research before we get into really about it, but we're going to start demons and the mind. The mind, as you all know, is a very, very powerful tool that God has given you. However, if you do not stay focused and remember that you're fighting a spiritual battle, the mind can be your worst enemy. And that's where the demons come to play because of the fact that the mind can be your worst enemy. What do you think, Paul?
So, okay. So, kind of take a step back a little bit here. I think the first thing is, it's like when we think about demons and we get that possession and all that, we're thinking like movies like The Exorcist and head spinning and like YouTube, projectile vomiting
and the voices.
And you got to keep in mind though that is there definitely a realm? Well, I definitely believe so. Are there influences from this realm? Yeah, I definitely believe that there are. Now, whether it's a true possession or not, a lot of this we are already protected, through our baptism anyway. So does that mean that they don't fight? So is there a chance to be possessed? Probably not to the extreme, where you're doing violent shaking or whatnot. Although there have been documentations of that, and you can see things on YouTube now, whether they're staged or whether they're actual. It's something you gotta have to come to your own conclusions, and you have to do your research on this type of stuff. Have there been documentation for this? Yes, there have. But again, you gotta do your research on it. Yeah. Now, as far as those of us who have been baptized, we believe that we have invited Christ into our lives, and or especially if we've been converted and invited the Holy Spirit into our life. Does that protect us from these demons? Absolutely. Does it give us encouragement and a path to getting to Christ? Hopefully easier. Yes, I believe it does. But does that necessarily stop demons from trying to attack us? Well, not necessarily.
Right.
Keep in mind also we're given the ability to have free will, free choice.
Yeah, free will and free choice.
Some of the best of us, or whatnot, we have perhaps there's that curiosity factor that you kind of dabble in the occult, or you dabble in Ouija or Wicca, or whatever your favorite W word is to
you kind of
give us if it's real or not. Exactly. And so is it possible that there could be some possible limitations to inviting this darker realm into your life? Absolutely. I believe that can be the case. Now, I think a lot of times these, I'm saying a lot of these can be what are termed as medical conditions. Okay.
Right.
And I know that, let's say, on a secular level, we put a label on it. We will call it some sort of a medical condition or something.
Right.
That needs to be explained.
To just surpass it.
Right. Now, I'm not saying something like, hey, I got a really foul headache today. It's attacking. No, not necessarily. Yeah. I mean, it's just natural phenomena that might happen just with your body or whatnot. But if there's some extreme cases where, let's say, you've been acting one way or whatever, and something is taking you down a path or something, it's kind of that where you need to kind of research what is it that is causing this.
Yes, like for an example.
Go ahead. Yes, please.
Oh, I was going to say, for an example, like what dug into mine back in 2011, I was dealing with psychics.
Yep.
And as a Christian knows, when you deal with psychics, you're dancing with the devil.
Yep.
Because that is not of God. Anybody that can really know what your life is going to unfold like, that's not God, is not good. It's evil. And that's, I put it together. I was thinking about that after we did our Easter special, Paul. I was like, what brought on the oppression I had? What did I do that could bring on a demon to oppress my body, mind, and soul? And it dawned on me. I was like, oh my gosh. I was reading my fortune. I was talking to psychics online. That right there opened the doors of hell. And brought, in a way, it was like I invited Satan's demons to come to me without meaning to do it. Because when you think of the spiritual world and you think of the forces that humans fight against, we're not fighting against people daily. We're fighting a spiritual battle. And everything we do and what comes out of our mouth is either from God or it's from us or it's from the enemy. However, we're always in the middle. As humans, we have the right, like you said, Paul, free will, free choice, but we got to choose to do good.
Yeah, there's what was I going to say? When it comes to, I guess, inviting this type of stuff into your life, it's not that you actually...
You don't mean to do it. It's not like you're saying, hey, come my way, let's go play on the playground. But it's inviting whereas you don't know you're bringing this on.
Yeah, and again, a lot of times, and this is where it's like, if you do choose to read the Bible, I'm just saying for anybody out there who, for the Christians out there who do read, you will be armed with the information that you need, and you'll feel like a tug in your heart if you feel something's going the wrong direction. Examples like something like psychics or whatnot. Once upon a time, it's like Old Testament style, but or the Tanakh as our Hebrew brothers refer to it as. But if you were a prophet,
yes,
be like
prophet's one thing.
Well, I'm just saying, if you were a prophet, you had to be 100% correct 100% of the time, or you'd be stoned to death. You'd be stoned to death.
Right.
My point is, it's like, I think and this is my opinion, if we treated the spiritualists or psychic readers today as how prophets were treated back then, I get a feeling that you probably see a certain decrease in the spiritualistic industry might take a plummet.
It would take a plummet. It would.
Because I'm just saying, I know I'm kind of throw a little dark humor in there, but it's like they were very serious about that in the sense of like if you were a prophet, it's like they want you like a freaking hawk. You studied and make sure wherever you serve, that prophecy had better become fulfilled.
Right. Or look at
if you were, so like if that palm reading was ever off. I mean, I'm just saying. You'd be done for. You'd be done. They
would be called back in the day. They were called witches.
Yeah, or whatever the case might be.
Warlocks, witches, Wicca, not Wicca, witches, like the Salem witch trials.
Yep, but I'm just saying, going back further into
further into the Bible times, yes, you would be stoned.
You'd be stoned. Exactly. I'm just saying that the concept of doing a prophetic study, or this is going to unfold, or I see this in your life, or whatever the case is. Back then, if you were to say something like that, you better be right.
Right, exactly.
If you were wrong, then you would be killed. I'm just saying. So
like,
something to think about.
Right, I fully believe, the gifts of the Spirit. Prophecy is one of them.
Right.
Some people are blessed with prophecy. And maybe that's what some of these people do have. But when they turn it in where they're using it for money and they're using it for this and that's when it becomes wrong against God.
Oh, that's the thing. Yeah, I think it's for yourself. If you haven't left these gifts, it's been said that the gifts of the Holy Spirit are bestowed upon those who ask for them.
Yeah.
If you are blessed with this, the question you need to ask is make sure it's like, whose glory is it going to be for? Is it for God's glory or is it for your own glory?
Right, exactly. Like you and I, Paul.
Right.
Like you and I have the gift of evangelism. That's my spiritual gift. I know that I was born to be not a pastor of a church, but I was born to lead people and teach people about the Lord. Like I tell people, we don't do Coffee Talk for money. Heck, we pay for everything ourselves. We're not asking other people for money because we're doing it for the glory of God.
Just getting the word out there, yeah.
And everybody that listens to Coffee Talk, Paul and I want you to know, we do not do this for fame, fortune, money. We're doing it to serve the Lord. And that's the difference between sometimes false apostles and actually true evangelists. But that will take us into a whole different series.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's another topic right there.
That's another topic right there, falseness and true evangelism.
So before we stray too far, let's kind of come full circle here. Yeah, are there dark forces at work?
Yes.
Yes, there's no doubt in my mind that they are indeed. Can we see into the spiritual realm? The majority of us, no, we cannot.
No.
And a lot of, I believe it is for our own protection that we cannot.
Yes.
There's certain things that I think God limits us to, again, for our own protection. But does that mean that they're not there? No. And for the secular world that's out there who might be listening to this, it makes it very easy to believe it doesn't even exist. But again, we can get that into another topic.
Yeah.
Which we talk about as well too.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
But anyway, this is kind of an intro once again to.
Everyone's our intro. That Paul and I are going to dig into over the next couple of weeks, demons and angels. And speaking of angels, I actually have a special guest in the studio tonight. My daughter Victoria would like to say hi to all of our guests. She's out here tugging at my skirt. Say, can I say hi to Paul? Can I say hi to everybody? So everybody here is my daughter Victoria. Real quickly, Victoria, say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Victoria.
Hi.
Hi,
Paul. Hi, Paul.
Say God bless you.
God bless you.
Say bye.
God bless you too. Bye-bye.
Okay, everyone, that's Victoria. She had to be on the show tonight. So, we were introing about our Demons and Angels series, and Paul and I will be back next week digging deeper into this topic. We don't know what we're going to call it yet, but everyone stay tuned for another Coffee Talk with Samantha and Paul on the theory of demons, angels, battlefield of the mind. Everyone, you have a blessed evening. If anybody has a story or a testimony that would like to be on our show, please message Paul or myself on LinkedIn or on the YouTube channel. Everybody, you have a blessed evening. Paul, I will catch up with you tomorrow.
Yep, we'll do that.
And we will dive in deeper to the darkness and the light of the spiritual battle.
Interesting. Okay, sounds good.
Okay, everyone. We'll talk to you later. Have a great evening. Bye.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night.